Thank you. So, 3 questions for the audience. What was different about being asked the first and second set of questions? What was different?
Well, the second session, they're very positive.
They're very positive and purposeful.
And encouraging, and encourages the person to be a little bit creative.
Thank you. Creativity ensues automatically when you start asking these questions. Thank you for that. Yes?
I noticed that with A, it was a struggle, and with B, you noticed the change.
In the second set. Yeah.
Yes, you could notice in the second set the more positive, and it looked like it was successful.
Yeah. And what we're doing is uncovering the resources the person's got to do the thing that's bothering them. Second question, what happened to the problem situation you want to improve? Who can tell us a quick story about the conversation you had? What happened on the situation you want to improve? One person. There's got to be a success story in the room. Thank you.
I recognize now that my problem is not unique.
Always.
Yes, and I actually have more tools at my availability than I realized to deal with it.
We have an abundance of tools to deal with it. We just don't notice them when we're doing it the other way. Thank you. Yes.
Also, with my experience, you know, if there's a person who feels that they're a leader, but everything must be their way, and so it's done in a very negative way. Like, you have to do it this way.
Our leaders.
And so, but with a positive attitude and it being said in a nice way, you know, people will look up to that.
Thank you. I want to say, first of all, that leaders often are under tremendous pressure. So their desire to just tell us what to do and not be particularly positive about it is common. Yeah, it's been, you know, since 200,000 years of human race, it's common. But we can also use this practice up the way. This is not just about our colleagues and down the way. We can ask our executive these questions. So which is more likely to change and help and motivate and empower us to change? Thank you. So let's keep going. In Solution Focus, we have 3 really, really simple rules. How we deliver them can be done in a number of different ways. Identify what works and do more of it. Identify what doesn't work, i.e. the problem, and stop doing it. What a simple thing. By doing something different instead of that, and the different is based on what you're already good at. So you build on the what's already working is the resource or a platform for doing something different in order that the problem goes away. And the third part is take small steps. See the progress. Quick story, working with yes, they were in the education business, they were the certification business, and they had 100 staff, and they had about 100 people a day came through their front door looking for information, signing up. A lot of them left because it wasn't a happy experience for them. So they, and they had very good frontline people at the desk, but not enough resources. And so we were doing a planning session. We changed a lot of stuff. You know, it's a Friday. We work all day on what we're going to do differently. And we come up with this massive amount of stuff. And I said to the folks, so what are we going to do differently on Monday? And the IT person with a cross-functional team designed on the weekend, God bless them, a screen that went up in the lobby. And he managed to get it up on the lobby. And it had some frequently asked questions. It was a tiny thing. But the whole organization went through the front door on the Monday and they saw it happening. So that's what the principle of small steps. Because often we're overwhelmed by the big ideas that we come up with and we don't know how to start. But if we pick some really small ones, we can get going. So let's try it one more time. We're going to, you want to swap your A's and B's. So here's some work. This is called Solution Moments. Think of a time when you were at your best at work and spend 2 minutes describing it. A, you're going to show that you're a phenomenal listener because you're going to write down what they're telling you. It's really important. It's visceral, whatever, kinesthetic, all that stuff. Them seeing you writing it down matters because you're going to need it anyway because you're going to feed it back to them shortly. So A, capture as much detail as possible, listening to the story from B, observable, positive, concrete details, listen carefully and write down what their partner says. You'll need that in a moment. Remember, in there telling you about what worked at West, they're bound to be human and say, well, I'm not very good at this, but blah, blah. Ignore the not very good stuff. And then you're going to ask them a bunch of questions. What was it about the moment that made it stand out for you? What do you remember most about yourself at the moment? Resources. What might others have noticed? How's that resource useful to other people? And what else? Pretend the A's, you're Detective Columbo. We're all old enough to remember Detective Columbo. Just a minute, I've got one more question. The what else is really important. We're trying to help them unearth the resources by simply asking that question alongside those other four. So, doing okay on time here. And you guys are really, really working hard. Thank you. So B, think of a time when you were at your best at work, 2 minutes describing it, and A, capture as much detail as possible while you're listening, and then ask those questions. Okay, A's, would you start your questions? Start your questions. Thank you. Thank you. A's, turn to B and say, what else? Get one more out of them. What else? Thank you. Thank you. It's always good when you can't get people to shut up. That means they're engaged. So, do you remember when you were a child and somebody's... No, we don't remember. Yeah, well, my memories are kind of faded too. And somebody said, good girl, or good boy. It felt good. Well, it's not enough. Today we know that if we just say that to people, it has minimal effect on them. What we want to do is say, I really like the fact that you got 58 in the exam when you struggled the last time, and you've done so well, and the reason I think you've done so well is blah, 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 blah. We affirm the details of what we think they've done good, and that's what we're going to do next. So, would A, based on what partners just say, reflect on what you know about their excellent qualities, skills, and resources as a person. Look at your notes. And this is an opportunity for you to boast on their behalf. Try not to, again, be too Canadian and be reserved in affirming them. Pretend you're an American boasting about what B's just talked about. Amplify it for them. Go for it.